What's up, everyone? This is that piece of wood I posted in my last video sometime last week, I think, or earlier in the week. I'm going to show you guys how I prepare my wood. The piece I have in my tank right now is a piece that I had myself. I did not buy any of my wood. First thing I can tell you guys is know the plant this is from. This is from a laurel oak tree. I identified the trees around where I found it, and it was a laurel oak. And it's very similar to the wood I currently have in my tank, which again is a laurel oak. It's what you can find readily here in Florida, and I'm sure are other parts you can find it. It's not a difficult plant to find. But the only concern is this one is waterlogged. The last piece I had was just a dead piece we had in our yard. Our tree just dehydrated, and I broke off a branch, and it worked out great. So what I'm going to do here is there's some stuff like just unevenness that I don't like. I'm actually going to sand it down a little. I have some low grit sandpaper. I'm going to sand it. After that, I'm going to boil it for you guys. I'll show you. It's as simple as just hot water. Let it sit 15-20 minutes. This is probably too big for my pan or my pot, so I'll have to boil this portion in like that, flip it over, boil this side. Like, it's a little bit of a pain, but you got to make sure this is safe for your aquarium. That's obviously the priority here. You don't want your fish or anything else that you have in your tank dying because of a silly mistake. Next thing I'm going to do is I have a bucket of water. It's a clean bucket regardless of what you see in there. It's just a water change bucket. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to test the water tonight before I put the wood in it. I'm going to let the wood sit in there for 2-3 days and pull it out. I'm going to test the water again. If for some reason there's a weird spike in some of my water chemistry, we know this is not good wood. I am going to start sanding this. I'll show you guys how it ends up looking. Alright, I'll keep you guys updated. Alright guys, I haven't even boiled the wood yet. I did some sanding on it. I cut off the bottom. It was like way too tall to like fit in my tank properly. I cut down on it, and you can see I made some holes. Everybody knows I have Java fern in my tank, and you shouldn't plant it. So I helped it out. I put some holes. I'm going to stick the roots through the holes, and the Java fern rhizome will be above it. Everything's sanded down so it's smooth. I'm going to be taking this in and out of the tank, obviously, when I do water changes, so I wanted it as smooth as possible, so I don't want splinters, and for some reason I don't want it hurting any of the critters. For some reason they want to rub against it or anything, so it is smooth. It took a little bit of time, but I think it's worth it. Like, drill some holes. This whole base will look awesome with some Java fern around it. Yeah, hopefully it can stand the water test and doesn't screw anything up, but off to boiling we go. Alright everyone, almost the last step. This is a very crucial step here on preparing your driftwood. It's boiling it. If you guys remember, I said this one was waterlogged, already sinking. Well, I took off a lot of the bottom portion, and now it's not sinking, so we gotta let it boil. And usually when you boil it, it soaks in a lot of water. It'll let out tannins, so your tank doesn't turn super brown, and it will also absorb a lot of water and help it sink. So, plus obviously it kills a lot of bacteria or anything that's in the wood that obviously we can't see with our naked eye. What I like to do while I'm boiling it, get a little toothbrush, scrub it while it's in there to help get even more of the crud out of it. Yeah, just waiting for the water to heat up. I'll show you guys another clip when I'm fully rolling with it boiling. So you don't want to just leave it like this. You want a full like rolling boil, and at least 15 minutes sitting in the water. I'm going to put it in like this, flip it over, get this half in, and then scrub it. So alright guys, yeah. Alright guys, this is what I meant by you need a nice boil on it. I have to keep holding this end down because it wants to float up, the fat part does. So keeping a paper towel in hand. It gets warm, so please, if you're doing this or attempting it, be careful. This is obviously extremely hot water, and everything we're doing here probably isn't good unless, like, if you're underage, like, ask parents. Like, it's simple as boiling water, but you don't want to hurt yourself because it gets them on you, it will hurt. Yeah. This doesn't look like to be leaching that much tannins because I found it in the water. My last piece of oak I used released a lot when I did this. It looked like tea at the end of this, but we'll see how this water looks when I'm done. I'll follow up when this is completely done, guys. I'm going to scrub it, so I need my hand to be free. See ya. Alright guys, I've had it boiling, whoops, let's turn this fan off. I've had the tank, or the wood boiling on this side now to get the other half for about 15 minutes as well. It's going to be the moment of truth. Earlier, as I said, the wood was floating, and I told you guys that boiling usually helps. When I pulled it out and flipped it to this side, it was still kind of floating. It was a little more submersible, but now we're going to check it. Use paper towel or an actual towel, grab the wood because it's going to be very warm. And it sinks now. That's awesome. It's like a magic trick. Yeah, so that's the benefit of boiling, obviously, and you can see the watercolor is more of this tea color, but when we turn off the water, you guys will know it's going to sit in a bucket of water with probably a piece of stone on top of it to keep it down, but we'll see. I'll show that part as well. I'm making this as thorough as possible for anybody who wants to attempt this, but please remember, use a hardwood, know the kind of wood you're using. Do not use wood from like fruit plants or sappy wood. Those are going to be issues down the road from what I've read. I've never used it. I'm just going with what I've used before, and it's been in my tank for 6 months plus now and 0 issues. Obviously, whoops, got cut off. Gonna have to merge this video together. I got a phone call and I'm using a phone to record my videos, so that's what happens. But yeah, what I was saying is obviously you guys have to do your own little bit of research, know what plant you're getting into, and take these procedures though. Do not skip them. It's a little bit of time, but it's well worth it. Like, I mean, for me, like, I went with this route where I drilled the wood and stuff. That's optional, obviously. But I have so much Java fern, I figured it would look pretty cool at the base of the wood. The wood's going to end up just covered in flame moss. I don't think I'm going to use any of the Java moss, but we'll see what happens. I don't know, guys. Everybody's got their own preference on the style of branch or wood they want. This is what I found that I felt was a nice size down. I mean, it's not going to go in my tank right away, but yeah, it will probably end up in my tank in the next week or two. I mean, just going to have to give it some chance. You guys will see a video of it regardless when it goes in. So, but I know plenty of people are always curious how to acclimate or put driftwood in your tank. Don't be surprised if you do this method and like a week or two in, you got like this like brown looking fungus or this white-ish fungus on the wood. That's actually the wood cycling to your tank. So it's just diatoms type of thing on it. My old wood had it, went away in a couple weeks. A shrimp picked at it, snails picked at it. When I had it Otto, he was eating it. It's nothing bad or to be scared about. Yeah. Hope this was thorough for you guys. From here, I'll put it in water. It's pretty much straightforward. Put it in a bucket of water, leave it there for a couple days. If I feel like it needs to be reboiled, which this one probably won't because it didn't leak many tannins because it was found in the water. If I found it in the water, I would reboil it because it would be tannins like crazy, like very, very brown water. But yeah, I mean, this has been boiling for quite some time now, and I think it's going to take the bath for the next couple of days in regular dechlorinated water or chlorinated water. Some people do bleach, but I'm not a fan of putting bleach with my wood since the wood is porous and it will absorb the bleach, which always scares me. So that's why I take the boiling method very seriously to kill any bacteria. Alright guys, hope this was helpful for anyone wanting to use driftwood in your fish tank. It's more rewarding in my opinion to do it your own self. Obviously some people don't have the time or the funds like to just buy wood or even go hunt for wood. Some people don't have the time to go find the proper wood. Like, it's easier to buy it, I do agree, but I just love doing this myself. I think it's a nice touch. So alright guys, see ya. Alright, last step. I already put this in the water a second ago, but I figured I should show you guys, even though it's self-explanatory. We're going to soak the wood. Not always will you be fortunate enough to have your wood being able to sink just from the boil. Since I found this in the water, I think it was more prone to boiling and sinking, like absorbing the water. But what I recommend is just a little piece of tile or granite. Just lay it on top. Obviously, bigger pieces of wood, you gotta like angle it so it fits however, but easiest way to just hold down your wood. Even some people, they have large pieces of wood and they want to hold it down, but it won't sink because it's like a branch, and sometimes branches are picky, so they just anchor a piece of granite or tile to the bottom of the wood, sink that under the substrate, and it'll hold it down like an anchor. So that's another option. But hope this was informative to you guys. Hope it helped. You'll probably see this wood in the tank sometime in the near future. And hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. Very big thing today. My mom's working. I surprised her, took her to breakfast this morning, all this. So this is what I've been doing while she's at work. Alright guys, take care.